Hey, 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 y'all. Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy a little bit of this sunshine, because it's starting to get a little gloomy out. Days is getting colder, but I am excited that we get to turn them clocks back, y'all, because I thought they was going to stop that this year. I was like, Lord Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But yeah, so we get another opportunity to roll them clocks on back. Even though it gets darker much faster now, but it's one of them give and take situations. But yeah, but guys, so I tried to stick with my color theme this week, guys. Look, I got my Afro unicorn on today. You know, um, yeah, I thought this was the cutest thing. One of my homies had this fabulous Afro unicorn top one. I'm like, oh girl, like, ooh, yeah, you gotta put me down. You know what I mean? So she was so kind. She's like, I'm gonna hook a sister up. And honey, she hooked me up. I was getting all kinds of love with this joint. And I go out with it. It's like, ooh. I'm like, yeah, all kinds of love, y'all. But I'm like, okay, okay. But anywho, so I wanted to talk about something funny, y'all. And I'm listening to the radio, like that be like my Zen time and stuff, when I get a chance to just be riding in my car and just be like listening to the different comments and subjects that they be talking about. So this one can be like tickle pink because it was talking about like childhood experiences, like some of the craziest things that your parents allowed you to do as a child. Like it's like stuff that you probably as a parent or like a grandparent or a guardian would not even think about letting kids do at these ages. But we grew up in like different times. Like, our parents like put a lot of like trust in us. They're like, ooh, y'all gonna grow up. I ain't got time to be like y'all be babying y'all and stuff. Like it was such a different area when I grew up and like a lot of like people around me grew up, like it was a different day and age. So yeah, it was like the subject of some of the craziest stuff that you were allowed to do as a child. So I started thinking back. So I like can remember like, which is weird, like how I can remember a lot of stuff like from like my early childhood up to like maybe my pre-teens and stuff like that, and then like a big chunk of my life is like a blur. It's like a blur. But I remember distinctively like being like 5 years old, and my mother after dinner time would push a chair up to the sink, y'all, and have me doing dishes. Like 5 years old, right? And I'm like, man, was that even ethical back then? Like, she trusted me to be on a chair, standing at the kitchen sink, washing dishes. Okay, guys? Like, I'm in there, I'm busting suds, like, water, so everywhere. But trust me, that was like one of my chores. Like, nope, you gonna do these dishes. I'm like, okay, like I don't know. I don't think at that time I didn't even think about like is 5 year olds really allowed to wash dishes. But listen, my mom was not playing. So fast forward, I could think of a time like I was like 8, y'all. I'm like, and when I think about this, like I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, well, I have let my kids do this at 8 years old. I'm like they grown kids now, but it's like stuff that I was allowed to do. Like I didn't even think about having my kids do. So my mom trusted me so much that she allowed me to cook on the stove. And the first thing that she taught me how to cook was eggs. She taught me how to cook eggs, y'all. So here I go, my little 8 year old frying up some eggs on a gas stove, y'all. Cooking eggs. And it only went up from there. It was like, okay. And she just started teaching me stuff. Like, it was like, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. She's like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Like, my mom was like hardworking. She used to be like busting her hiney off, and her husband used to work, and it was just like, I'm gonna need you to grow up, and like you gotta take care of these kids, help take care of these siblings, and like it was like to a point where it was like you old enough to like cook, you've been washing dishes for a few years and stuff. Now you old enough to babysit too. What? What? Okay, y'all. Like when I think about it, like I just have to like laugh and chuckle because like I raised my kids like so different. But I'm like, y'all, my mother trusted me at 8 years old, not only cooking on the stove, but babysitting my siblings, my baby brother, who is like less than a year old, like, I mean, baby, probably like 3, 4 months old, babysitting. Like, she entrusted me so much at 8 years old to be responsible enough to watch my younger sisters, because he only had one brother, so my younger sisters, and my baby brother, like, in diapers, guys. Still taking a bottle, guys. I'm like, OMG. But that was our day and age. Like, we really had to grow up fast. Like, our parents put a lot of trust in us that we were mature enough to handle these responsibilities. And I just think, like, Lord, I said, my kids don't realize how blessed and coddled they was. And I wouldn't even say coddled, but they had the chance to, like, really be kids. They had the chance to be kids, you know? Like, I didn't make them grow up too fast. I mean, they did start getting into their little chores, responsibilities when they hit probably, like, 10 or 11. They start doing those things, like, my son, I said, okay, well, you can take out trash, you owe them to take out trash. And then they would rotate dish night. Okay, one of y'all got dishes on Monday, one of y'all got dishes on Tuesday, one of y'all got dishes on Wednesday. Like, they would just rotate, and the dish rotation, one of y'all got a sweep, so it'd be like rotations, and it would be so cute because they'd be like, when they come up to their time, like especially for dish night, come out with this daughter could not stand doing dishes. Like that was like her worst nightmare. Like when it came to dishes, it's like she'd rather you pick her fingernails off to be like go do dishes. I'm like, girl, bye. But so like whenever it be her night, she'd be like, I'll swap your dish night to do the vacuuming on this day. They'd be like swapping chore days. And I'd be like, hey, whatever works. I was like, y'all can do all the swapping you want as long as it gets done. But it was like little simple things. Like I wasn't like entrusting them to be like going in there like cooking on the stove and, doing stuff. I was teach them how to do laundry and stuff like that. Be like, okay, you gotta learn how to wash clothes and stuff because when you get older, this is things you need to know. So I taught them a lot of like life skills, things that you should know. Because I always say, life is not promised. I don't want you to be totally dependent on me or your dad to be doing everything because you know you never know, and I want you to be independent to be able to like hold your own and take care of yourself, God forbid anything ever happened to us. So yeah, but that was just it. That was just thinking about crazy stuff as a child, like how the times has definitely changed. It's like, would you allow your kids at that age to like do a lot of stuff that you were allowed to do as a kid, stuff that was crazy, stuff that wasn't even safe at that time to be doing. It's like now you do that, you be like, excuse you, did you ball and bump your head? You know what I mean? Like they be looking at parents all sideways like crazy these days, like when you even think about doing something crazy. But yeah, but that was all I wanted to talk about. I just thought that was a cute little subject, because it definitely takes you back to childhood and stuff. But yeah, but that's something to think about. Like, would you have allowed your kids to do things that you did as a child? And maybe you do. Some people may do it and some don't, but that's, I'm always curious. So if you have any comments about that, or share any shared experiences, I always love to hear them. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day.